Hello, you're on the Cemetery Whispering channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like it, and I promise you won't fall asleep tonight.
The Nachtzererer is a type of vampire common mainly in North German folklore, Rhineland, Silesia, Bavaria, northern Poland. Nachtzererer mythology. However, this living dead man is like a vampire only in part. He does not drink blood. It feeds on the life force of people, starting with relatives, which it pulls not through a bite, but at a distance. They gnaw at their own shrouds and corpse to draw strength, thus they provoke an outbreak of pestilence or some other contagious disease, absorbing the lives of those afflicted. The only way a Nachzererer can emerge from its grave is if it is buried without a shroud. Only then does it come to the surface and wander around, infecting people with the plague. Unlike vampires, Nachzererers do not turn into their own kind by biting or wounding. They can only become a vampire if you die an unusual death, such as an accident, a suicide, or the first person to die in the area from a disease. In the Polish version, an undead who did not have the strength to transform into a full-fledged vampire becomes a Nachzererer. To prevent such transformation, it was necessary to take measures even at the time of the funeral. There were several options. A brick or stone was placed in the mouth of the deceased. A scarf could be tied around the neck. Metal objects, nails, scissors, or knives were placed on the chest. The point of these precautions was that not all the openings of the potential monster were covered. Sometimes the dead man was even laid face down for the sake of this. It is not easy to identify the Nachtzererer because it does not come out of the grave hence. It is also impossible to trace it. It is possible to do it only by indirect signs. For example, to find the first deceased from illness, or to calculate in which family after the death one of the relatives. And the others began to wither and die. In addition, it was possible to identify the undead by the smacking sounds coming from under the ground, meaning that the Nachzererer was chewing his shroud. A stake through the heart of an undead would do the trick. An aspen stake through the heart didn't help. But it was quite easy to deal with it. It was enough to open the grave and turn the dead man face down or seal his mouth. However, in such cases, people preferred to protect themselves completely. They cut off the head of the monster or hacked it to pieces. The action was facilitated by the fact that the Nachzererer moved extremely slowly, and in order to immobilize it completely, you only need to put a coin in its mouth. After that, the undead are paralyzed, and its throat becomes easy to cut.